welcome back. That's my best impression of Mr. Know-It-All, Daniel John Schaefer, to the Kayfabe Comparisons interim podcast to go ahead and advertise our buddies that are doing Southern Underground Pro Wrestling Final fucking Bosses over at Eastside Bowl in Nashville, Tennessee on SummerSlam Eve. It's going to be a really good time. I am joined today by my good buddy, my cohort, my PIC, Mr. Wexley, Breaking the Lawson, the king of the kayfabe clip flip. I just keep on imitating Daniel.
Hey, often imitated, never duplicated. Sipping on some pineapple juice right now, but yeah, we're looking forward to a big fucking weekend of wrestling in general. But Friday, first time Southern Underground Pro's been at the Eastside Bowl, or is this the second time?
It's his first time.
First time not at besides the one show they did at the Exit Inn. This is like the one show besides the early days of Cobra that's not at the Beast, correct?
Correct. We're doing Southern Underground Pro Wrestling, which is the penultimate pinnacle of independent pro wrestling in Nashville, Tennessee. Man, the booking is insane. Everybody involved knows what they're doing. We love it. It's one of my favorite things to be a part of. And luckily, I got to play a small part in helping this happen at the Eastside Bowl. So, Eastside Bowl, Madison, right off of Riley Parkway. It's easy to find. It'll be a really good time. Friday night.
It's the old Kmart. If you know the old Kmart, it's literally the old Kmart.
It's like across the street from Opry Mills Mall, you know what I'm saying?
Very close.
6 p.m. door, 7 p.m. bell. It's going to be real fun. And as the entire industry of professional wrestling is paying attention to Nashville, Tennessee, we have such a card. I mean, like, we got to get into it. So the incarnation gauntlet. Southern Underground Pro Wrestling is really throwing it down. It's a gauntlet where the stipulation changes with each fall. And that is a completely different thing for us. That it's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. We have the numero uno, Ichiban #1, the king of the Scenic City, Mr. Jaden Newman, who we were luckily able to host earlier in the year, versus Austin Luke. We got Noah Hossman versus Eric Royal.
Okay.
Eric obviously has done a bunch of stuff for New South, a bunch of stuff for Crux, a bunch of stuff for a billion different promotions. And then, Noah did the Crux show that Wexley and I were lucky enough to be able to call.
Yes, for sure. I do remember Noah. And I think Eric Royal's been on some AEW Dark, maybe, if I'm correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And we got Billy Starks versus Adam fucking Priest, who, for whatever reason, man, I'm a big stan for Adam Priest. I feel like he's almost in that, I hate to say it this way, but like, he's almost in that Benoit role in that he sells, he works strong, he's shorter, but he's fucking like, he's a beast. Like,
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, being a short guy myself, you know how it is in pro wrestling. If you're short with nothing special about you, no type of gimmick or anything that's going to make you stand out besides short guy in trunks who can wrestle, it's kind of hard to break out of that, like, kind of that local bubble or that, like, southern bubble. But
I just feel like I feel like Priest has that something special though. Like,
yeah, he definitely has it. Just who's going to be able to help him channel that and push it to the next level.
The more he yells "Roll Tide," the easier it's going to be. We also have Brandon Williams versus Fred.
Yehai.
What?
Yehai, right? Yehai?
Yehai? Is that how you?
It's like a peach Nehai, a Fred Yehai.
Yehai. I just have never known the proper way to pronounce it, but I know that Fred is one of the best wrestlers on the face of the planet. And
yeah, he's been around for a while, wrestled for a lot of different promotions. So yeah, he's been around the block for sure.
We got Isaiah Bronner versus Tank. You want to talk about a big old hoss battle, right? That right there, Isaiah Bronner versus Tank. That's a fucking
Tank's insane. Last time I saw Tank wrestle live, there was just trash strewn out through the entire ring by the time the match was over, and there was a combination of blood and trash juice everywhere.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was Tank and Juicy Jimmy, right?
Oh, definitely it was Tank and Juicy Jimmy, and it got juicy and bloody.
Yeah, there we go. There's concession stand cheese and shit all over the goddamn place. I love it. Then, man, this is what I was told was the last match. Maybe this changes. I don't know.
Seems like a main to me.
Matt fucking Tremont, who obviously deathmatch legend, GCW all day. Dude's way more than established himself. But Matt Tremont and Marcus Mathers, which if you guys don't get the joke, then you don't.
He's a young boy. I think he's all Billy Starks' boyfriend, possibly.
Yeah,
I think so.
But
Marcus Mathers, Marshall Mathers, who cares? They're going up against goddamn Violence is Forever, the reigning Southern Underground Pro Tag Team Champions.
And who the fuck is going to man? I look forward to watching Kevin Koo and Dominic Greeny beat the ever-loving shit out of Matt Tremont and Marcus Mathers. I think they're gonna
a little Eminem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be just it's gonna be violence personified. I mean, I just expect them to just beat the hell out of each other, drop each other on each other's necks a few times, possibly some Japanese suplexes, some blood. I mean, I know it's S.U.P and not GCW, but I think we might see a few doors, possibly.
You might see some doors. You might see a forbidden door or two. You might also see. I mean, I'm just imagining Dominic Greeny is gonna go ahead and fuck them motherfuckers up, dude. Like, we're looking at some MMA style grapple-y stuff, and it'll be fun. We also have
really good.
We also have this entire weekend. Nashville is the epicenter of the professional wrestling industry for the course of the weekend. We are lucky enough to be involved with Southern Underground Pro Wrestling, which is the penultimate independent wrestling organization that's happening. We're doing it. Eastside Bowl is the very, very, very first time that Eastside Bowl is throwing a wrestling show, and that Southern Underground is stepping out of their normal bounds. So it's going to be a really good time. It is SummerSlam Eve. It is Friday, July the 29th. Tickets are available at eastsidebowl.com right now. I'm going to be there. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be a good time.
Do we have any entrances to the Incarnation Gauntlet? Do we have any names who are going to be there?
The Incarnation Gauntlet, I believe, is all the matches that we just talked about. So they're just going to keep going.
I see what you're saying. So the Incarnation Gauntlet for each match afterwards, the stipulation is going to change?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Okay, damn. That sounds a very unique style of booking, and
it sounds
pretty fun to watch. I don't know.
After fucking Vinnie Mac had to retire, and we're talking hush money and fucking raises and defrauding investors and all that fun stuff. I'm just saying, I want to watch some Southern Underground Pro Wrestling.
I mean, at this point, Dylan Hells is a more successful CEO than Vince McMahon at this point, because Vince McMahon is not even a CEO. So by default, Southern Underground Pro wins. And man, turns out a lot of that Vinnie Mac hush money was company money that he didn't report, which that's probably the main reason I'd say he's gone.
That's going to be the big deal. But
that's the deal breaker. He can give steroids to everybody. He can fake his death. He can do a lot of stuff, but I don't think this is the final straw for Vinny.
Should we set a limo on fire in front of the sub show?
No, that's bad vibes. I don't want a wrestler to die over the weekend and kill his family. So let's don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, we could do the same thing as WWE does and call Goldberg when we're desperate and just have him go ahead and put his fucking arm through a window again.
Oh yeah, and then just be out for like 6 months. So what do you think is going to happen though? Before we exit this Southern Underground Pro talk, Brock Lesnar was supposed to be in the main event of SummerSlam, and he supposedly walked out, and we haven't heard any update. Do you think they're going to replace him with old Goldie?
The only update that I did hear and I did see was that Brock Lesnar's smiling ass showed up on SmackDown that night.
Ah, okay.
He was there, cowboy hat and all. Somebody talked him back into getting back in the building. And I guarantee you, I would love to have been a fly on the wall when Vince McMahon called him and explained why he had to retire and explained why Brock had to stay. Because you know that conversation happened.
It all came down to money. They're probably like, Brock, you're going to lose this amount of money and blah, blah, blah. They could probably sue you for this if you don't complete the terms of the contract. So it all comes down to money.
See, I don't think it did. I think what happened probably was when Brock said, if he's gone, I'm gone, and he walked out, Vince probably called him right the fuck back and said, dude, I have to leave because I fucked all these people and now I'm getting caught. Like, we're a publicly traded company. I'm defrauding investors. I got to separate myself. But it doesn't mean that I'm not still involved. And that's what everybody isn't going to fucking get for the longest time. Vince, he can retire all he wants. You want to fucking tell me right now that he is not still involved? Bullshit.
I don't know. We're just hoping, like we've all hoped for years, that Triple H and Stephanie taking the reins are truly them taking the reins, and they can actually do what Triple H did with NXT, but for the main roster. But I'm sure we'll get into more of this tomorrow in more detail when we all three get on here. But I'm definitely looking forward to this Friday for sure, dude.
Absolutely. So we're doing Southern Underground Pro Wrestling at East Side Bowl, right off of Briley Parkway, Madison, Tennessee. It's going to be a fantastic card. I'm going to run it down once more again. The Incarnation Gauntlet, where the stipulation changes with each fall. We got Jaden Newman versus Austin Luke, Noah Hoffman versus Eric Royal, Billy Starks versus Adam Priest, Brandon Williams versus Fred Yehai, Isaiah Broner versus Tank, and then Dominic Greeny and Kevin fucking Koo, Violence is Forever versus Matt Tremont and Marcus Mathers. This is happening on Friday night, July 29th. We have a 6 p.m. door, a 7 p.m. bell. There are all of the wrestling eyes on the town. So StarCast is happening, the Roast of Ric Flair is happening, Black Label Pro is happening, Game Changer Wrestling is happening. There's
New Japan, Ric Flair's last match. I mean, it's going to be.
I was just talking about Friday. So
that's just Friday. Damn, this is going to be a hell of a weekend.
Saturday's New Japan, and then SummerSlam, obviously.
And the StarCast after party, which I'll be attending.
And then on Sunday, Ric Flair's last match. The Nature Boy. Woo! Absolutely 110%. At 70 some odd years old with a pacemaker and a broken foot is wrestling his last match with his son-in-law versus Jay Lethal and JEFF, JARRE. Double T, I gotta get one in. Ha ha! Jeff Jarrett.
Ha ha!
So it'll be fun at the Municipal Auditorium where Jeff's wrestled 1,000 times. Rick won 2 world championships in that fucking building. Like
Ricky Steamboat.
Goddamn, man, it's gonna be fun.
Hell yeah! I'm looking forward to it.
Wexley, I appreciate you taking the time to join me here to advertise this show, and we're gonna get it out there. Have some real fun independent wrestling while we can go bowl and play arcade games and get drunk and do all the fun shit all of us dorks do.
Hell yeah.
Where can they find you?
They can always find me, your boy Wex Breaking the Lawson, at Wex Breaking the Lawson on all of your social medias. And of course, get on that Kayfabe Compod on the TikTok where we get a little bit down on there. Yeah, definitely looking forward to this. You can probably find me there.
Hell yeah. You can find my ass on Elliston Place most of the time. If you look up Jesse Baker, you're either going to find me or somebody else that also sucks. So we'll figure it out. I am telling you, though, this Friday, July the 29th, 6 p.m. doors, 7 p.m. bells, Southern Underground Pro Wrestling, 110%. We're throwing down at Eastside Bowl, baby. It's the first time. It's going to be a really good time. We appreciate y'all. We're out.